elegant ladies, my dear elegant gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit different video. It's going to be more like an honest conversation between me and you. It's just a very short one. Just want to give you the update, because I was a little bit struggling recently. Probably you saw that in my last few videos because the quality wasn't really great, and I had this kind of like a brief moment that I needed to stop and ask myself, what is it that I want to do? I want to do YouTube more, but unfortunately with two small kids, I really struggle, I can be honest with you, and I really struggle to find time for videos, for kids, for playing with them, for my son who is actually now, his tooth are growing, so he's really upset about those stuff, and wherever I found 5-10 minutes, I was pushing myself to do videos, and unfortunately the quality wasn't so great, and I'm sure you noticed that. And I had this kind of, experience, this kind of a bit upset about myself, because obviously I want to do great videos, I want to interact with you, I want you to watch those videos and be interested as well, and I don't want to just do them quickly in 10 minutes because I have, spare 10 minutes, and in the background the kids are shouting and you can hear that obviously. So it was a struggle for me recently, and I tried to do 2 videos for last 2 months. From January I said let's start to do 2 videos a week, but I can tell you now that I really fail about that. I really feel like I fail, and I honestly don't want to disappoint you when I'm making content. So for that I made a decision that we're going to cut for now to 1 video a week. It's going to be video on Mondays until I feel like I can really find a time to create a great content, because I honestly don't want to just create something in my spare 5 minutes, because it just doesn't work. I'm getting upset, I don't want you to watch something like this, and it just doesn't work, and you sometimes need to find this kind of more balance for yourself, and you need to step back and say, you know what, this is not the best time to do maybe so much stuff. You need to, choose something. You need to balance your life a little bit better, because honestly the last 2 months was really hard. I had so many things to organize and so many things failed, and you still need to find positive energy after all that. So I managed that, but I still feel like I need to to find my balance and to do better job. I need to cut a little bit somewhere, and that's not going to be with my kids. It's need to be a YouTube channel, and for that reason I'm going to do only 1 video a week, but don't worry, it's still going to be really the content that I was doing all the time, about fashion, about some lovely ladies, to find more inspiration, and I hope it's going to be better and better, because I want to go this direction, to go better and better, rather than make my videos bad quality, because that's not the point of this channel. So I just want to talk about this a little bit more as well, that we all have this kind of time in our life when our life is not really balanced, and to find your balance you really need to think what you're doing. You need to validate what is it that you really want, what is the most important for you, where do you need to basically, what do you need to sacrifice, because we can have all. And I know this quote, and I'm sure you heard this quote as well at some point in your life, that we can have it all, but we cannot have it all in the same time. It's different periods of life. We're going to have maybe kids, different periods of life, we're going to have a better job when we're making more money. Everything is possible, but you can't have everything in the same time, and that's what's just happened to me. I need to choose something, and obviously family is my obvious choice, but it can happen to anyone. It can happen to a job. Maybe you have some passion you love to do, maybe you have some friends as well that you love to meet them, but you just don't find time, and then you feel like you're failing in some sort of like point in your life. And what is actually a really great tool you can use, and I'm going to drop a link below. I've done it a few times in my life already, and I've really found it good to like show you where are you just now in your life with happiness, and how do you feel about each part of your life, like socializing, like love life, relationships, like maybe your work, maybe some kind of hobbies. And I highly recommend you to do a wheel of life. It's very, very easy to do it. You basically have a wheel and you need to choose from scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about this particular group, which might be a relationship. Are you happy with your relationship? When the super happy is obviously 10, or are you not really satisfied with that part of your life where you can go 1. Ideally is to have a circle, nice round circle, which doesn't happen very often because we always put some more effort towards one thing and maybe we leave behind another thing. So that's really something great to practice and really great to think about, and I highly recommend you to do that. I am going to put a link below for you to it's like completely free wheel of life, and you can print it at home or you can even do it on your mobile phone. It's very, very short, but honestly gives you real like perspective of your life, how satisfied you are with particular groups, let's call them groups of your life. And honestly, it's a really great tool to do. Another thing, what I want to say is that there is always, you know, this kind of madness going on around us, and there is this kind of, what I even recently discovered that I wasn't happy about this kind of pushing myself forward to another goal, to another project, to another, just so I don't stand in one place, like don't feel like I'm doing nothing, you know. And I feel like this is such a trap. And again, I catch myself recently on that when I was thinking about my videos about my life, and I was like, I don't really need to have all the time some kind of new project to feel validated by myself. I don't need to feel like just when I finish one thing I need to start another, because if don't, then what is the life about, you know? It's like the simplest sample is you buy a house, you have 2 bedrooms, and after you bought the house you feel like after 2 years you feel like, oh, you know what, I actually need a bigger house. And then you buy a bigger house, and then after a few years you again feel like, oh, I need a bigger house. And the basically circle, you can't really stop that. And that's what's happening in this life very often. It's not only houses, it can be a car, it can be anything really. It can be a mobile phone, such a stupid thing like this. Every year they're pushing us to buy a new phone just so we are not like behind, and we don't feel behind that we have something older, you know. And it's such a trap. And this is something when I actually realized on my like thinking about me being busy, but finding myself all the time some kind of different project to work on, so I don't feel like I am staying behind or I am just not doing enough, if you know what I mean. And this can really, really trap any of us. It's really such a real thing, and we don't even notice that. And then I was like laying in the bed because I had a moment when I was really quite sick one day, and I was just laying down and I was thinking that my kids were watching something on the tablet, and I was like, God, this is the moment when I actually don't plan to do anything. And I'm actually happy about this, that I realized that I push myself too much and I don't really need to have all the time some kind of projects, you know. It's like renovating your house, it's like changing a job because you need to have a better and better salary. There need to be a point when we're happy with what we have, and we don't need to have this rat race basically all the time. There is obviously something, you know, you can buy a better house. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You can buy a better car, but is it point to change this all the time? I don't think it is, you know. I feel like this was something what I as well realized that I wanted to share with you, that there is a point in our life when we need to just stop, appreciate what we have, be more grounded, ground ourselves if we can, and just stop it, you know. Just enjoy what you have, be happy with that, and that's it, you know. You don't need to be the most rich person in this world, you don't need to be the most busy one, you don't need to have the most beautiful house, you just need to be happy. That's it, you know. You need to be happy with what you have. If being happy is having a little bit better job, then that's fine, you know. But it doesn't mean that someone who is having normal job cannot be happy, it's just this kind of feeling that we're pushing so much, and I feel like this is such a trap, so that's why wanted you to think about this as well a little bit more. Where are you in your life just now? Do you feel that as well sometimes, that you just pushing, you don't stop thinking, you always have some kind of plan in your head that okay, if this, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, I'm going to create this project, I'm going to do this, and then you are like, for next 10 years you already have so much plan that you basically get scared about thinking about organizing all this. So that's something to consider as well when it comes to this kind of little bit stepping back and figuring out what you want and how to enjoy maybe life a little bit more, but without having more all the time, and changing for better how we like to present ourselves, that okay, we're going to change for better. It's not necessarily better, it's just going to make us maybe more busy. When you even think about this, like mobile phones, when you think about this kind of type of what we have just now, we can just literally open one app, contact another person, and I even found myself in this kind of trap that every time I had some kind of notification on Facebook, I would just go and check, what's happening. Even if I really not bother about this so much, it just annoys me that I had this kind of annoying feeling inside that there is some kind of 2 or 3 next to my Facebook app, or waiting for me to basically check what's going on. And this is another thing, it's such a waster when it comes to this kind of apps. I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram. My sister even forced me recently to have a TikTok just to see some kind of videos when she's sending me. However, I don't really use that, and I'm not going to start using that. I already feel like we have so many apps on our phone that it's just going too crazy, it's too much. And so I changed that. I changed my Facebook to completely remove all the notifications from. So if someone even texts me something under my post, under my picture, I'm not going to see that, because I honestly can go once a day or every second day on Facebook, and it's enough for me. But when I actually have something like number next to my email even, then obviously I'm going to straight away go and check. It's just I completely remove those notifications, and I feel like I'm going to remove all those apps that are not really like necessary to have information, like notification. Maybe if someone texts you, that's a little bit different as well. But when it comes to, there's so many apps, like fashion apps I have on the phone, and there's always a notification, and it just annoys me that it's over there waiting for me, so I need to click on it to just remove it, see what's happening, and remove it, and yeah, I noticed that this takes some of my time as well, and I'm not happy about this. So this kind of small change is actually going to change my life, because less stress when it comes to stuff like that. And if you have similar feeling about this, then I highly recommend you to do that as well, because it's just removing stress from our life. I think it's very important. Like, you don't want to have so much stress. There's so much things going on the world, with Ukraine, with other countries, that they don't even mention. There is so many conflict in the world, and if you're going to swallow it all and checking all the time in news, and just taking everything, like even silly things like Facebook friends invite you somewhere, it's just so much that I think we can really get crazy. And to actually simplify your life, it's better to check those things maybe once a day, and that should be enough. You don't really need to be aware about everything what's going on all the time, because you can just get crazy. It's about your mental health as well. I know the bad things happening, but your mental health, if you want to be in a state of some kind of positive mind, you just can't live all the time on the negative, be on this train of negative information, because it's just going to bring you down, and you need to protect your mental health as well. Depression is such a big thing, and 5% of adults suffer from depression, and exactly 19% of adults is reported that they were diagnosed with depression. And that just shows you that protecting yourself, however you do it, it's important, because we can all be on this side when it's just dark and we don't see really light. And for that reason, I think it's good to talk about this as well. I think it's good to consider how can you help yourself to basically cut the stress as much as you can. On the end, I just wanted to say that I really thank you for all your support so far, and everybody who is following and everybody who watched those videos. I'm really grateful for you all. And so many times you made my day when you comment and you say something, and even if you give me some kind of like extra advice on, or just whatever, you know. I really appreciate those. So don't be shy, and if you even want to say hi, just say hi, because I always read your comments and always give me this kind of positive as well energy that you guys watching those videos, and we can have this kind of contact, you know. If comments are really great, so if you feel like you want to see something sometimes but maybe you don't do it, don't be scared and just say something, you know, because I honestly love to respond to your comments and I love to read them, and it's just this kind of community feeling that I really appreciate, and really thank you for being here with me. It's mean a lot to me. Okay, I'm going to finish this video here. I hope it just gives you a little bit this kind of idea how maybe you can improve your life as well. As I said, I'm going to put the link to the Wheel of Life on the link in the description below, and it's such a great tool. It takes really like 10 minutes, so go for it. I wish you all a really peaceful time, especially now when there is so much happening, and I hope it's all going to soon end in a positive note, and I hope wherever you are, you're going to be healthy and happy and have not so much stress with your life. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.